Hi. Hi, my loves. Welcome to my YouTube. My name is Chris Farah. Thank you so much for being here. It's Tuesday, February 1st. Um, Sunday night, of course, had 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days, season 5, episode 8. I don't know why I always have such a hard time saying the title. I've been saying it for years. 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days. I have to really loosen up my tongue. You changed your name. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. Chismosa. Hi, baby Bill. Not the daddy. Love you, Marie. Thank you so much for being here. Gabby's here. Oh, hello. Hi. Oh, people coming in. People saying hi. Oh my God, I love you. Oh, those are some hot glasses. Ugh. I like the fact that there's that green tint that matches the I don't want to say hat. Yeah, it's a hat. I almost said beanie, but no, definitely it looks like a backward baseball cap. Um, Okay, my loves. Oh, here's Hannah. Oh, wow. Finally caught alive. It's my birthday. Hi. Happy birthday, Hannah Emma London. Happy birthday to you. Okay, very early to even try and bust out anything. So, coffee. I hope all of you are having a really great, start of your week wherever you are. Thank you so much for your patience. Here I am, 24 hours late to talk about this episode. But definitely, I liked this episode because there's definitely lots of things that we have to deep dive into. And you're on the same page with me. Like, we're going to talk about whether ADHD makes you a snot-nosed farter slob, and whether Jamal, um, baby girl Kimbali's son, is whether Jamal's mad at Usman for not boning his mom, which I think is what she's mad at. So, anyway, I know I totally. Yes, I haven't watched the episode, but I'm free for the live, so I had to be here. Hi, we'll talk about it. I mean, here's the thing, Ty. It's not like this episode gave us any what crazy twists I'm gonna ruin something for you. So I think that you're not gonna be the worst. Yeah, that was super awkward. She was obviously drunk. Yeah, she was drunk. Honey, that champagne, honey, that Moet. I know he was like, you need to go to sleep. She was drunk. I get it. And I mean, but it's truth serum. I mean, okay. Okay. Well, let's talk. Well, should we just start with Kimbally and Usman, or do you all want some sort of warm up? It definitely feels like we should talk about it. Okay. So obviously I'm starting with them. So I just threw my pan with salmon on the floor when you said hi back. No, salmon. Oh yeah, I forget people living under right now it's 10:26. I'm like, are you making salmon, honey? Is it lox and bagels? No, it's probably a different. I love you guys. Never watched episodes just Wa and Chris. Oh my god, yeah, Wa is. By the way, don't we all love Wa for just going back to edited recaps? Do you know the time it takes her to do that? Good for her. I can't do it, but honey, she's doing it. Yeah, this is so funny. And also one more thing, because Gabby just said this, and this 100% happened for me. I had a good time watching this app. When they showed the preview for the next weekend, I realized it was because Memphis wasn't there. Yeah, I completely agree. I watched the whole up and was like, oh, it's a great episode. And then when they were like, oh, remember her, honey? Her and Usman, her and Hamza. And I was like, oh, that's why I liked it. You know, it's hard because I do like before the 90 days, and it feels like obviously new people. And as we get in, so the luster, when we first start a season, everyone's brand new and everyone's like, what could it possibly be? Like, these people are crazy and I love it. And then as the season goes on, they are in fact crazy. And then I don't seem to like it as much because well, they're crazy and it's hard to watch. And they're making really bad decisions, and each one's cringy and each one's worse. And each are just like, I think it'd be a little more chiller if we never saw people's kids. Seeing the kids really brings it back down to earth and then starts to frame their choices in such a way where you're like, am I watching and co-signing these choices? Because I absolutely don't want to. That's not how, I mean, no, don't do it. I almost wish sometimes there was like a live audience element where we could vote. Feels like half the season should happen, and then they should just like stop, and then they should bring us back, the audience, and then like have us vote whether these couples should go on, and then they have to take like our opinions seriously, and we'll do right by them. Okay. So I was sad to see Kimbally act that way. She is better than that. We've talked about this a lot, and so I will just say loneliness and loneliness is a hard thing for people to navigate. I think that loneliness is like one of the chief driving forces of humanity, but we don't talk about it that much. I mean, we talk about it because I think that people will say things like, I don't want to die alone or whatever. But that fear of being alone, I think, drives a lot of the choices that people make. And I think there's other things too, like the driving forces of ego and things. But especially on this show, we see people fantasize fake dreams and romanticize characters that we can see as being not that in their mind to save themselves from, I mean, the utter fear of being alone. And I mean, I'm not sitting here, I mean, like, I get it. I feel like I get it. And that, I think a lot was like Ellie and Victor of last year, that kind of like what someone will do to feel a connection with someone that they like. And yeah, it obviously is a huge, you see it hugely if someone's changing their whole lives and quitting their job and moving across the blobbity blue and whatever. But, in a very real way, we can probably sit here and talk about our own people in our own lives who are with people who have stayed with people, or even us who have stayed in relationships just because the thought of being alone wasn't something that we could deal with. But it being in a relationship that wasn't right for us, we can deal with that. Now, for how long we can deal with that, that's always like whatever it is. Seems like you could try to make something work for a couple of years, but sometimes truth is, sticks you in the face. So, okay, here we are. We're gonna definitely start with Kimbally and Usman. So, basically. Kimbally is in her room, honey, and they wake up the next morning. This is the first night that Usman has decided to come into the room. So previously, other than that, they'd had this fight where she was like, I'm not going to beg you for sex and bobbity blue. And then she, of course, just like continually begs him for sex. He comes in. He wakes up. She says she has a glow to her. And my favorite part of Kimbally in this whole section is seeing like her fantasy body sprays and stuff like that. Anyway. So she also mentions that Usman has told her that she looks better without makeup, which I appreciated that. Also, not wearing any makeup, that's fine. Feel this glow? That's because I didn't wake up with Usman this morning. Okay, so Usman then goes to get all his bags. And his friends are there and they're like, dude, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm moving, my stuff. So he gets like his like huge ass cocoa butter honey. He puts it into a fake Louis. And his friends are like, this is bad. And Usman says, like, in this conversation, that he is not really attracted to Kimbally. He's not attracted to her. But what is the driving force is that he appreciates her loyalty so much. Her loyalty, her loyalty. Listen, this loyalty word was definitely a word that like Kimbally was like dropping her first introduction. So like this loyalty aspect of their relationship, she's been trying to hammer home for so long. And it's like, so did Usman go to Kimbally and he's like, look, I had this ex-wife, baby girl Lisa, and she wasn't loyal. She wasn't loyal to me. She was jealous of me and the other women. Whatever she was, whatever. He seemed to have villainized, and I'm not saying that she didn't deserve it, baby girl Lisa for Kimbally in such a way that made Kimbally be like, well, I'm not like her. I'm incredibly loyal. Okay, so I'm so happy to see you guys here, by the way. Okay, so my loves, Kimbally is obsessed with the idea of having sex with Usman. And Usman, in every way, seems obviously not attracted to her. And she feels it, she knows it. She like begs him to say it to her. And it's horrible. It's horrible to watch. It's horrible. I mean, it's like, it's very, very shitty. So anyway, he gets his bags and he's going to come back to her house, her room again. And she begs him to have sex. He's like, I'm not going to have sex with you. He brings his stuff in. They get in a huge fight. Basically, Usman's like, I will not have sex with you. And she's like, why won't you have sex with me? How could you not? And I just don't quite. She's begging him to just be like, I'm not attracted to you. After getting Usman in her room, and after they get in a fight, and then he leaves, and she tries to get him back in. Now, Kimbally, I need to say some great things because I can't just be mean all the time. I think that, I liked her pink negligee. I thought it was cute. She has this like pink negligee, honey, that she's trying to like seduce Usman with. It has like little red hearts everywhere. She makes up the bed again. She gets looks like towels, my love. She gets like hand towels and she like wraps them like a heart-shaped wreath on her bed. She puts flowers everywhere. Now, this whole time I've been sort of hoping that was done by the hotel, but she's just like, no, I did it. She's gotten champagne, honey. Usman in the room, she's like, can I pour you some champagne? And she's like trying to like liquor him up. He like at one point takes off, his robe, and she's like trying to like look at his body, and he's like, don't look at me, whatever. Meanwhile, when she takes off her robe, he like feigns interest in her body, that she looks good or whatever. I'm not saying she doesn't look good. I just told you I liked it. But from what I can tell from Usman, he's a big fat liar, honey. He's a liar. Listen, as a female, and I, of course, do not want to see don't want to see like a female like beg for sex. It's really, really hard. And I like Kimbally. I've never not liked Kimbally. She like served our country. She takes care of her mom. She's a hot son. And I like her personality. I don't not like her personality. I'm not saying I want to be friends with her, but I've said this before, she's 100% better than baby girl Lisa. She's cool. Like, Kimbally at a bar, You would like her. You would, if you walked into a dive bar and Kimbally was there and she was like in a good mood and drunk, it would be a really fun time. Like a good song would come on, you would look at Kimbally, she would give you like her like bright eyes and she would sing with you and you'd be like, yeah, and she would buy you a drink. Of course she would buy you a drink. She'd buy you a PlayStation 5. Kimbally is a good person. Now, for all the things I said, which is that it is incredibly hard to be alone and it's incredibly hard to, walk this world with loneliness or sadness or devoid of a connection. All of that is true and it weighs on Kimbally and we see it because she walks, with the weight. But so now I'm gonna tell you that I think that Usman is shitty. He's obviously using her. I'm not quite sure. I mean, okay, I guess he's using her. And whether he knew he was going to get a MacBook laptop and a PlayStation, I don't know, but it sucks that he got that. And he is like, I don't even understand what loyalty he needs from her besides the things. I just don't even get it. Like, is the loyalty aspect that Kimbally would be a girlfriend of his that is loyal to him and knows that he's not going to cheat on her, even though he has throngs of fans? Is that what it is? Like, you're loyal to me that you know that? And that's like weird to me because that's not. Usman, if you have so many fans, then how come those fans aren't buying you like how come you're not being sent PlayStation 5s and MacBooks from your fans? If there's so many. Anyway, what do you give Kimbally? It feels like his presence is enough. And that's true because she has made it so. Kimbally is just like so obsessive and so idolizing of him that he just has to exist. His presence is enough to benefit her, and her presence isn't enough to benefit him. She has to demonstrate things. Loyalty, cash. Meanwhile, the one thing that she does want and need, which is physical intimacy and validation, he obviously doesn't want to give her ever. And that's kind of like a basic thing about relationships. I can't imagine getting into a relationship with someone, a romantic relationship with someone, and the basic ideas of validation, and whether that's like the love language of like words of affirmation or whatever it is, as well as some moments of physical intimacy. And physical intimacy doesn't have to be sex, but it has to be the sharing of space that connects two souls in an intimate way, where you are present, your body is present, the other person's body is present, and you are sharing an energetic love energy. Okay. Wa explained it really well. This is okay. So this is probably from Wa's video that she posted probably on Sunday, which I stopped. I can't watch Wa's videos until I do this live because then I don't want to because sometimes when I'm like doing a live, since I don't have a script, like I don't want to just keep saying things that someone else said. So I haven't watched this yet. So let me see what you said. Wa explained it very well. Her loyalty and her age and wisdom is what would make her a good wife for his harem. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Okay, so that's what you're saying. So you're saying that because of her age and her loyalty and by loyalty, we just mean obsessiveness about him as a person, her like fandom of him, which is not really about a relationship as much as about like it's a one-sided situation, would make her a good fit for a first wife. Now I'm gonna like understand that because I think that from what I understand about First Wives, which is not a lot, but I've watched Sister Wives, so I understand Mary's role. So Kimbally in 90 Day Fiancé, if I was to think of her as being Mary Brown in Sister Wives, and that is just like a little TLC, our TLC knowledge of polygamy. Yeah, Kimbally has the personality for a good first wife, as long as she doesn't get too jealous. But she would get jealous if she got absolutely no physical intimacy. Like Kimbally cannot be a first wife and watch you bone all the other wives and never touch her. That's not going to work. So anyway, let's go back. So Kimberly has on like a really cute pink negligee. It's one of those things on Instagram that got really, really popular were those pink dresses. Like I think Tess Holiday wore them like that. Those pink like poofy dresses that have hearts and strawberries. Strawberries was the first one. Pink tulle dress with strawberries was like this Instagram phenomenon that happened, if you know what I'm talking about. If you know what I'm talking about, A, you can drop a strawberry in the chat, or B, even better, tell me the name of the dress. You know what I'm talking about? Like it's a dumbass dress that got like huge. But when I saw that lingerie, I was like, oh, it kind of reminds me of that like strawberry pink dress. And now that we're getting to Valentine's Day, it was like completely appropriate. Like that Kimbally negligee is like perfect for Valentine's Day. Thank you, Caitlin. But yeah, it's like a thing. Okay, so Usman had brought his stuff over. She had asked him, like she kept, Kimberly's again, whole thing is like, I don't want to beg for sex, and just is groveling on her hands and knees, like foaming at the mouth for him to have sex with her. It's horribly awkward. And Usman's like, well, no, I can't. In our culture, we don't have sex. But the reason why I jumped into the sack with my ex-wife is because we were already engaged. So that's why this whole time I'm like, potential girlfriend, because we're not engaged, and so I don't have to touch her. So he goes off, she runs after him. She at this point, okay, my God, Gabby. Yep. That dress, that pink on red was kind of remind me of her thing, but and I don't know if I do kind of want that dress. Oh, I just remembered. Oh my God, you guys, talk about things. I forgot about something. Oh no, it probably sold out. Okay, so sorry, but because this is live, I forgot about something until this very moment. Does anyone do the Hill House dresses? Oh God, it's already probably gone. The Hill House drop happened for their new thing, and they came out with these white and black lace nap dresses for the Victorian collection. Oh my God, is it already gone? I'm looking right now because I'm so upset. No, I really want the white lace one. Oh, please. Oh my God, where is it? No. Shit. Is it the Alien? Where's the vintage? No. I'm so upset. Next drop, Victorian Romance at 12%. Yeah, this already happened. Where is it? Okay, so sorry. What am I talking about? Hill, the stupid ass nap dress, which is another Instagram favorite, right? God bless it. Came out with a Victorian collection. I forgot that it was supposed to like drop today, and I want it so bad. It's probably already sold out. Ugh, I'm so mad because there was like this white lace one and a black lace one I wanted so mad. I forgot about it. Oh no. Okay. I'm so sorry to do this now, but okay. Well, Hill House. Okay, well, that's fine. Guess it wasn't meant to be. These dumbass Instagram dresses that just like drop and you have to get it or not get it. Oh my God. I'm gonna just look one more time. Okay, I'm so sorry. Hill, what's it called? Nap dresses. Oh, I'm so mad. Hill House nap dress. God damn it. Where's that stupid ass Victorian collection? I will put up a picture of what since I'm making you wait for this, don't even worry. I will put up a thing of what I'm talking about because I know I'm really ruining your life right now. Is it Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday. Where is it? The Hill House nap dress drop. Oh my God, you better. Did anyone buy them? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Oh God. Get off of it. Please leave me alone. Okay, how do I get to? Oh, it's not even saying it on the thing. How horrible. I don't understand. Was it already gone? Stop bringing me to this page. All right, well, fine. Chris, it's Tuesday. Okay. Okay. So this is a good moment to share something with you guys. I'm out of it. I think I'm out of it. I'm experiencing a lot of brain fog. Frog is what I just said. So that's what just happened. Okay. Okay. Just pretend that didn't happen, or just pretend that like this is a life. Okay. Thank you so. You guys are all like, Chris, it's fucking Tuesday. Okay, it is. I'm so sorry. But now we all know that what I want to buy happens tomorrow. So here we are. Usman, after being like, I don't understand why we talked about the fact that I'm not going to have sex with you right away, and you are just obsessive over the fact that you want me to have sex with you right away, which is not really right away. Both of them are just like not meeting in the middle because they both definitely have their goals, which is Usman's goal is to never touch her, and Kimball's goal is to jump on top of him. So truly, there's the rub. So he runs off, she goes after him, she brings him back in the room, and she's like, I won't touch you. But the minute she comes back in the room, it's like she's so hungry for his yam. Now, she had poured champagne for herself, and she had poured some for him. And from him leaving her room and going back or whatever, that probably was like, it feels like maybe like an hour and a half. They don't keep showing her drinking the champagne, but it's incredibly obvious that that glass of hers like kept getting poured. Because I love her so much, but no amount of like body spray fantasy that she is like just spraying herself down with every day, honey, and it's like raspberry flavored or whatever, can mask the like champagne breath on this woman who is now drunk. And listen, we all know what it's like to be a little tipsy and want a little physical touch. We all know what that's like. I know what that's like. I have ended dating people. Okay, how to say it this way? I have dated men who, this is not a good thing I'm saying, but I have dated people who when I have gotten needy for whatever reason, and they haven't taken that opportunity to display the benefit of being with me, I have cut them off. Because I think that when you are dating someone, and as I've said, one of the major reasons to date anyone is to like cure your own loneliness and also like the human desire for some connection. If that person is not going to give you that basicness, like it's a basic thing, then why be with them? What is in their mind that stops them from being physically intimate with you? Not sex. It's telling. It's a telling thing. Because if you like someone, if you are attracted to someone, if you like being around them, and they want to be around you and you're not, and you don't want to be around them, it's just telling. It's, oh, well, it's like a truth serum. Hi, nice to see you. I cannot believe how much I thought it was. I'm gonna like laugh for 9 years thinking that I took 5 minutes of this live freaking out about a stupid Hill House drop that's a day late. I mean, like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm so sorry. But I love that you're like, okay, it's Wednesday. I'm so sorry. And I only thought about it because that stupid strawberry dress. But now that I've said this, I'm going to absolutely have to like send you all a picture of what I've been trying to buy tomorrow so that you understand why I freaked out. Also, why I freaked out that I couldn't find it, like it's already gone. Okay, it's the Hill House Victorian Romance Collection. Is what I want so bad. Specifically, the they have a lace version of their nap dress, which looks gorgeous and just perfectly me. I mean, okay, there's the pictures. I'm just going to send it to, I'm going to send it to photos so I can, okay, so I'm sorry, my loves. Let me get back to this. This is when it starts to go real bad. And I'm like, how did it go worse? Like, you know, like, why would it go good? But this is what happens. After being like, I won't beg you for sex, she like gets him back in the room being like, we don't have to have sex. I won't talk about sex. I'll never talk about sex with you again. No, you just come in the room to sleep. I just want you to sleep in the room with me. I just want to wake up and have the glow or whatever. And we're like, okay. The minute that he gets back in bed, honey, she's like, well, why won't you have sex with me? But then it turns into this. You're being rude to me by not having sex with me. In fact, so rude that my son, Jamal, and he is my everything and I'm his everything, he's going to be real pissed at you. In fact, he's going to come on talk to you. He's going to really mess you up. He is going to have a talking to you, Usman, for not boning his mom on television when she wanted it. Now, Usman is like, what? What are you talking about? I don't have to talk to your son. What are you talking about? Why would I have to talk to your son? I haven't done nothing to him. I don't know him. I have no business with him. And she's like, you have to talk to him because you've treated me poorly. He's like, how have I treated you poorly? I've not boned you. I've not boned you. This is a hilarious conversation because she's drunk. And so Kimbally is just like, you are making me look foolish on TV. This is what she's not saying. You are making me look foolish on TV by not wanting to have sex with me. And we're all kind of like, girl, my love, it's you that made yourself look foolish. I'm so sorry. I like you, Kimbally. I've said it a billion times, but no, it's you. No, it's you. Women, men, listen. Never chase as hard as Kimbally has chased Usman, and especially when he's given her nothing. 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 Don't do it. You're right. You never have to beg for anything. The fact that you have begged over and over again, that's on you. I don't like Usman because it's very obvious that he's using her, but at the same time, he's not ever been like, don't worry, I will have sex with you tonight, and then that's not happened. He's been like, not yet, or no. And she has made herself look, I mean, so desperate and so desperate and so low. That's what it is. She has like debased herself, begging for Usman to touch her over and over again after buying him all those things and being in the room and setting up the room. And it does make her look bad, but she's wrong. It's not him, it's her. And I have already on lives been like, I want, like I said it last year, like, I want Jamal to come and really like give it to Usman. So when they actually talked about this, I was like, how many other producers that bug my room? You know, like, but it is a ridiculous conversation. She's like, my son's going to come yell at you for not boning me, for not just making me feel real sexual and really loved. And he's like, I don't know your son. I don't owe him anything. And I'm older than him by 7 years. So, like, if some random young person from America is going to come at me for no reason, like, that's on you. Okay. So, I want this to end, and I'll tell you how I want it to end. Now, I don't think it's going to end this way, but would not it be great if she just woke up, sprayed herself down with more fantasy body spray or whatever the hell it is, and was like, I'm done. And she took the laptop and she took the PlayStation 5 and just left. Because I want to say something. If she did, do you think that Usman would follow after her? Now listen, if she didn't take the PlayStation 2 and the MacBook, maybe he wouldn't. But if she took those things, got her shit, was like, I'm leaving, you'll never see me again, do you think that he would go after her? Man, if the tables were turned, okay, look on that. Man, the tables were turned with Kim and Usman in terms of genders. Yikes! Oh, absolutely. This is the moment BGL has been waiting for. No one is loving this more than she is. Yeah, like, you know what? That's a great Betsy. Has anyone know? Like, maybe Gabby would know. Has baby girl Lisa given any sort of commentary on this season? Like, is she saying anything? Is she like on Instagram, like, I don't know, giving her comments? I would really like that. Gabby, that's questions for you. Okay. You know what I have to do? I have to go blow my nose. Give me 1 second. But before I go blow my nose, this is the Victorian romance collection that I want. You see the bottom row? The bottom row has the nap dresses, and you see on the left side, this purple dress, that's not the one I want, but the black and the white, those are lace nap dresses. And that's what I want. And as you see, it drops 2/2 at 12 Eastern Standard Time, which is tomorrow at 9 a.m. my time. Anyway, I'm going to blow my nose. Look at those nap dresses. Need tissue. One of the worst lives I've ever done for me was a live I did maybe like a year ago where I had allergies. If anyone was here for that, I did a long live where I had allergies and I didn't have any tissue by me, and I just kept sniffing it up. And people got so mad and so disgusted with me in a very like Mike and Hamina way that now I have, crazy amounts of anxiety about whether my nose or anything is like making weird, disgusting sounds. So let's see what people she has. Okay, so yes, honey, the answer is yes. Okay. She's posted a few shady memes on her story. Thanks, Gabby. He mentioned something about Kimbally not being her. She gave an interview, on John Yates Live. There was an article posted somewhere on Twitter that Lisa and Kim are feuding online. Yes, she has. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. How much do those dresses cost? I don't even know, because I think that you know why? It's because I think that the stupid ass collector's editions might even be more. They're not even telling you how much they are. But the actual dresses that are designed by the collectors are at least $200. Okay. Oh, Shannon, here she comes. Okay. I saw baby girl Lisa do an interview with someone on YouTube. She was reveling in the fact that Kimbally didn't get to go to his home and meet his. Yeah, please tell me this was a segue to Hamina and Mike. Don't worry. I remember that live. We just wanted you to feel comfortable. I love you guys. Oh yeah. Yeah, she bought the go-to mommy. Should dropped at 2 p.m. Okay. Yeah, I know, totally. Okay, so that is very interesting. I will say this. I mean, God bless. I mean, that John Yates, honey, he does the Lord's work in this world. I mean, he does, he is on it, getting it. I mean, what a life. What a life for someone to choose, just to be like a soldier for this franchise in a crazy ass way. But you know what? It's probably afforded him a completely different life than the one that man had before the show started. I don't. Yeah, I don't talk to anyone in like the 90-day world besides Wa, and Annie and David. And Courtney sometimes. I like Courtney. So even though like I've been talking about this stupid ass show for like years, if you know me, like I'm not involved in that. Like I don't know. That like John Yates. I've never talked to him in my whole life. I mean, I've never traded any sort of information. I can't imagine that. I mean, I don't know if that person knows who I am. I'm assuming maybe that person knows who Wa is, but John Yates had Gino's 2 exes yesterday, so don't worry. I quit following drama. The drama went down with Sherelle's World. It was also high school. Yeah, it's like the bloggers, any like, because like that whole thing happened with like Cardi B and that Tasha K person, I don't ever want to muddle myself with like trying to get at people in this franchise. I don't care. I would rather no one in the franchise ever listen to my lives. I'm not trying to be mean to anyone ever. I just want to talk to you guys about them. I have no desire for any of those people to ever know who I am or whatever. So, but having said that, and I have like made passing marks of like how certain bloggers feels like probably like bathe with pigs for $1. But at the same time, some of them are doing the work that, that we want, which is getting people's opinions. Chris, are you watching David and Annie's new 9-day spinoff? It's so cute. They're bringing her brother and cousin to the U.S. to study. You know what? I haven't watched it yet, but I would love to. I mean, I've watched certain clips of it. Like it's so funny because God, I have little like things. Well, I mean, Annie, I don't talk to as much. David is like a full-on good person. Like he is a good person. He is like jovial. He's happy that this is his life. He's like, he's like positive about it and gets it in such a way and has an energy that is like a warm, loving, this is a crazy life energy. He has, he's like, this is crazy, this happened, but we're in it, and he has fun with it, and he's never negative. He's not mean. I don't know. That's why I'll always stand David. Anyway, oh my God, to put on your dress, Sue. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. I'm a little emotional. I could like cry about it. Thank you so much, Sue. That's so nice. Thank you. I'm sorry. I really am sorry that I made you guys go through that with me today. I can't believe that I got the date wrong. Okay, so Mike and Hamina. So Hamina. Oh no. Anything else to say about baby girl Kimbally? No. I just want her to get her stuff and I want her to leave. I just want, and I want to see what he would do. I wonder if he would like I think that she's too available. I think that she's too around. I would like to know if there's one morsel of him that wants any part of her to chase after her if she threatens to leave. And the truth of the matter is, I don't think he would. Unless she took the PlayStation 5, in which case I'd like to see him try. Don't forget to like this video. Yeah, like this video. Yeah, give it a little thumbs up if you haven't yet. Have you forgotten? Don't forget. Please do it. Means a lot to me. I know that, people enjoy their lives here. Mike and Hamina. So we are getting to the end of Mike and Hamina's jaunt together. They're leaving their beautiful paradise, and he has bought a hat. And they're in the car together. Now, we've already had the discussion that he is disgusting. No, I'm just kidding. We've had a discussion that he could really use, this is what it is, a different mindset and a more conscious approach to his hygiene, specifically in relationship to how others perceive it. When you go through your life and you don't have a certain awareness of something, you have a blind spot to it. And I think that that's a very normal, honest thing. I have blind spots all the time. All the time I have blind spots. Here's an example. You'll love it. It includes what? So I love these Vionique brand shoes. They're like podiatrist shoes. I'm an old lady. And I have two pairs in my life. I have a fluffy slipper pair, right? And I have like a thong pair, like an out, like thongs or flip-flops. So I was talking to Wa, I was FaceTiming Wa, and I had the flip-flops on the ground in my bed. And I was talking to her, and she saw them, and the flip-flops were dirty. You could see the imprint of my feet on them. And she was immediately like, those are disgusting, throw those away. And she was right. She was absolutely right. I looked at them and I was like, you're right, those are disgusting. I gotta throw them away. You can't even wash them, just get new ones. And I did, I threw them away. Ordered new ones. It's like, I didn't think about it. Oh yeah, you're right. I gotta throw those away. It's just that we go through our lives thinking those things. Like, do you have like a pile of laundry you forget about? It's in the corner of your room. You're like, oh yeah, I gotta like put that away. It's like you go through your life, you forget that it's there. Mike, I think that when he farted, it was like an accident. Now, whether he, for some reason, just it happened and he couldn't stop it, that's a one thing. But what happened, and we talked about it, was that he did not make it seem like it was an accident. When it happened, all he did is like somewhat giggle and say "te amo" afterward. And then she had to just sit there, lay there with it in the air, wondering if that's what's going to happen all the time. What a horrible life. Oh my God. Candy, love your review. So glad I caught you live. Thank you so much. You guys, thank you so much for that thank you. Those are incredibly generous super chats. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you so much. That's lovely. Candy. Thank you. I'm glad you're here too. Okay. Truly, both of you, thank you so much. So it's not just that though. So that's one thing, just to like, he also burps in front of people. And that is a no-go. You don't actually have to, if you have to burp, it never has to actually be loud. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason to actually have like a loud burp. Sometimes when you pass gas, sure, it's whatever noise is going to happen. I mean, who knows? But when you burp, you like know what's happening. And maybe if one once comes out loud, it's like a shock. But most of the time you're like, oh, you can kind of like, I actually can burp on command. I know. You thought that I was just like a gorgeous face without any other skills. Oh, honey, I can burp on command. Oh, yeah. See? Now, Doing that, I can also like not have it come out, or I can not make a noise. It's just like, that's me burping. I'm not saying it's great, but I'm saying you can control it. So there is no need to ever have it come out. At a meal, you would just be like, okay, first of all, now everyone is giving me the most incredibly generous super chats, and I can't even believe it. Thank you so much, Marie. You're so lovely. Thank you so much. I haven't like, you know what? I really like your scarf. It's, you know why I like it? It's because I love neon pink. I like neon. Look at that neon pink against like neon like yellow green. And what is the actual design? Wait. Marie, is it Asian lettering? Is it, I mean, I'm sorry, is it like is it a link? No, it's like a speed thing. What is the actual design of it? Are you like, is this happening for you like at a paint, one of those paint runs? Is it a color paint run? Okay, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, chartreuse is my favorite color. It was a bandana from a 5K I did. Okay, but is it a color run? Because it looks kind of like you have like, like neon colors on you. Anyway, so what an education. Yeah, so there's no need to ever make noise come out of your mouth, more than one. And but he proved that that was a blind spot in his life, and we understand that he surrounded by men in his life, and Hamina knows that too, and she's kind of like, it's because he hasn't been around females. And I can see that. There is a womanly, motherly, sometimes gentlifying, no, gentle, what's the word? I think that what's happening is he's definitely not been groomed by someone with class or manners or a certain amount of decorum for polite society. A lot of people haven't. But you see how important manners are. And manners is like a big word for what I just like, for social etiquette, for how you come off and how you interact with someone. And I think it's a very important lesson to learn. And Mike doesn't seem to think it's a big deal. He's like, I don't get it. I don't get why she'd be with like hitmen and like never complain about the hitman, honey. But what? I fart on her and it's like a big deal? I don't think it's a big deal. It actually is. It actually is. My dad just came home. Let me tell him I'm live. Hi, Dad, I'm live. So, what ends up happening is in this car ride from the hotel, he decides to let her know that he is someone who deals with ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorder, and that he was diagnosed as a young child. And it affects him. It affects him, and he says the way it affects him is that he forgets things. He takes off his clothes and just forgets it's on the floor. This rubs us all the wrong way because listen, there was a time in the 80s where every kid was diagnosed with ADD. I'm not every kid, but a lot. Something happened through the pharmaceutical companies or whatever, my loves, where a lot of kids got Ritalin and the other one. And I think that there weren't other modalities taught to children or the parents of the children how to deal with ADHD other than this is what your child has. I told you your child has it. Here's a prescription. Because ADHD is a different cognitive different whatever. I don't want to say, disorder, I guess is the word I have to use. I can't think of a better one. But the truth of the matter is, there are ways to work some of the problems that anyone has, and not even ADHD. If you have any sort of like struggles, and I'm just going to say this, I have struggles with anxiety. I can take an anti-anxiety pill. That's not where it ends. The modalities I use to deal with my anxiety is how I make my life work with it. It's not like I'm, like crazily into it, but that's just, I'm using a metaphor. Mike wants to say that his defense for the way that he is ADHD, and none of us are going to buy it. Because not being able to focus on tasks, we get. My ex had ADD and was a horrific slob. It was pathological, but he presented it very well to the outside world. Great. Thank you for this. Thank you for this. So so are you saying that he was able to hide his slovenly ways, or did he work around it? Are you saying that you would never have known he was a slob, Rita, until you went to his house and suddenly you walked into like a hoarder house? Are you saying, Rita, that he passed gas and like burped in front of people? Did he forget that he was trying to impress the woman that he intends to propose to? Yeah, that's the whole thing. ADD is not the same thing as ADHD. Yes, you're right. ADD, attention deficit disorder, and attention deficit and hyper something disorder. The difference, not that I'm a doctor, but the difference being one, no, actually, I don't know. I'm not going to even try. ADHD is a brain is a brain at different speed. It takes longer to catch up, but it's not the end of all learning. I actually know people who have not officially been diagnosed who claim to have ADHD, but I'll take it even further. Some self-diagnose being borderline or bipolar. Absolutely. ADD is not the same thing. Oh yeah. I'm a teacher. Great. I've seen children with ADHD go on medication and it has totally changed their life for the better, academically, socially. Oh my God, yes. So I'm so sorry, my love. I want to make sure I say something right. I think that definitely people who have ADD and ADHD should absolutely, especially, depending on their level of it, be on medication. Oh, 100%. And it does change. And it really, really helps. But what I'm also saying is some of the times for like neurological or brain situations, having a whole rounded level of care that talks about other things, that like talks about whether you frame your day in such a way with organizational tools so that you can move through your life in a way that is easier for you. There is just, there are other modalities that I think that are good to use in conjunction with medication. And especially if it affects your everyday life in such a way where you're not able to live as comfortably as others, I think it's good to make some it is good to put rituals and things in your life that will help you move through your day when you have some problems. Same as me. Okay. ADHD needs specialized therapy. Okay, so what happens is he blames the ADHD for being messy. But being messy isn't being disgusting. He ends up blowing his nose. And whether in the moment he feels anxiety, what he tries to do is he tries to blow his snotty ass nose in the middle of COVID, and then he tries to put it in the seat pocket of the car he's in. And Hamina right away is like, absolutely goddamn not. No, nope, take that out. You do not put that there. And in this moment, you're like, yeah, she has to be a mom. That could have been any one of her sons being like, no, whatever it is in Spanish. He's like, there's no basura. There's no trash. And I want to be like, you have a pocket. You talking about you don't have a pocket? Put it in your pocket. I don't care. You don't put your snotty rag and snot nose thing into someone's car. Those things, I don't think, unless I don't know, and whether he is experiencing anxiety in that moment and then can't make a decision, a good decision in that moment because of the anxiety of what to do with it. Maybe that's part of it. But if there was training at an early age of what to do with things, of how to keep yourself going, I think that would have been a really great thing. It's bad manners. It's also just, oh God, it really just unfortunately also feels indicative of the way that you respect and treat yourself in some sort of like class level. But it's weird to say class level, right? Because if I say like, it's like a class level, it's actually, I mean, it's really not. It's like, it's a bad word, because to be clean is not about how much money you have. To be like respectful of your body and other people's spaces and how your like body functions affect other people is just like, it's a level of manners and class that actually has nothing to do with money, but just the way that you're raised, being raised well, which happens at any monetary level. So after this car ride, they get back to the house, honey, and Hamina, he's like, I'm going to take Hamina out for my last night. Oh, sorry. It's his last night. He's going to take Hamina's whole family out to ask Hamina to get married. But he has two things to do before that. He has to, get her son's approval, and he has to get her dad's approval. The sons we already knew are going to be way easier, because that one older son like can't wait to have like a normal dad. God bless him. So normal in quotations because it's Mike. So he takes the little kids out on the swing set, and the young one, Harold, honey, runs away, honey. That Harold is like, I don't know. I'm just gonna let you talk to my older brother, honey, and I'll just like go along for the ride. I don't have to tell you about that. But the older son, we've already known, is happy to have Mike in his life. And I get it, because Mike has provided more for Hamina and her children than any other person ever. There are two men that Hamina had been with. There's two kids. Neither one of them has done anything. And Hamina's dad, I mean, definitely is not someone who's like taking care of Hamina's children in such a way, like monetarily. It seems like Mike's money is now taking care of Hamina's whole family, her whole family. So, of course, it's a sweet moment where Hamina's son is like, yes, I would like you to be my dad. I've never had a dad. I don't have a dad, so. But his comment is really like, yeah, you can be my dad. I don't have one. You're better than not a dad. So, but I know that Mike was really happy about that. So it's a sweet moment. And then Mike takes Hamina's dad out. And then Hamina's dad is like, I don't know if you're right for Hamina. Basically, do you even know her? What's her favorite color? He's like, pink? No, it's black. What's your favorite food? Anything with meat in it? Anything with meat in it? Vague? Anything with meat in it? What's her favorite food? When it's hot, the hot foods. She likes hot food. Now, I agree with what Hamina's dad says. He made a point, didn't he? And we all got that point, which was that, oh, what does Mike like about Hamina? Mike just, I think, wants a woman. And he found a woman that desperately needs some comfort and money, and he has those things. And I don't know. That's crazy that he didn't know anything about Hamina. That's a crazy thing. Oh, okay. So yeah, so after this okay, so I'm a little bit all over the place. Welcome to my life. But after this conversation, so he has the conversation with the dad. The dad's like, "You don't know my daughter, and can you learn Spanish? That'd be great." Um, he ends up giving Mike his blessing. So Mike goes home, and he wants to, I think, in this realm of like proving to Hamina that she wouldn't have to be the mom of him, like, and do everything. He wants to cook for her. Okay. He got long spaghetti, and then he barely cooked it, and he opens a packet of something. I thought it was like top ramen sauce for a second. Sprinkles the powdered blobbity blue on it and adds a little leche. It makes her pasta for the kids, and it is more than al dente. It is al harde. No, I'm sorry. It is my little baby Harold or whatever. He's like, I'm so hungry. Can I eat it, Mom? She's like, absolutely not. None of them eat it. Mike's like, how is it? And Hamina Padam is like, oh, it's great. So yummy. I love it. So crunchy. It's crunchy pasta. Great. Now, I can tell you like a whole bunch of things. First of all, why don't you just get like pastaroni or something? Like, it should have just been like, why'd you get actual pasta and then a separate flavor thing? Like, if you had just gotten like pastaroni or whatever, like, you know, that Parmesan pasta side, Knorr's, I think it's Knorr's makes them the pasta sides. They're not full things of pasta. They're like little pieces of pasta, and you don't have to cook them as much. And the whole thing is done for you. I mean, that pasta looked disgusting. And also just like, yeah, not even one speck of any sort of vegetable, like nothing happened besides just hard noodles, powdered cheese sauce. And I couldn't even see the cheese sauce. I could have I mean, in my mind, I was like, well, why don't you just get macaroni and cheese? Anyway. Now it's the night where he's going to invite her whole family out to dinner and pay for it all. And Hamina is getting ready. And Hamina gets a talking to her family. She's like, I don't know if I want to marry him. And they're all like, oh, cool. Do you want to get a job? Yeah, if you lose Mike, you're going to have to get a job again. Remember that? You had like work. You didn't have all these nice things. You didn't have like a whole brand new living room set. Remember that? You have to marry Mike for your kids. This is what they're saying to her. You have to marry him for your kids. They're going to have a better education. They're going to like have more money. Their money means more. This is not what I'm saying. This is what they're saying. How do we say this to you, Hamina? You have made bad choice after bad choice your whole life. At one point, you just decided to like hook up with some person who was already in jail and then had like marital relations with someone who was already in jail and had a kid by that person. That person's still in jail. I mean, like, what would you, and the other person was a hitman. So like, but why don't you, Hamina, in one part of your life, do something for your family? We're all telling you to do this because we're all parents. And chiefly, your dad's sitting right there. We are your parent, and we have seen you really just marry the man. Marry him. Don't let him go. Marry this man. And if there's one moment of your life you're like, should I marry him? Then you think about the fact that you have to go back to work. And so she puts on her like some sort of like black, her favorite color shirt. It's like, and she gets ready to go marry Mike. It's not romantic, and it's depressing. It's a depressing storyline. Because it is very obvious that Hamina like does not ever want to be with him sexually or anything. I mean, who is more attracted to their partner? Do you think that Usman is more attracted to Kimbally, or do you think that Hamina is more attracted to Mike? I think it's the same. I just think that Usman doesn't have children that he has to now think about. So Mike can find a fiance and a whole family online, but can't YouTube how to cook pasta? Mm-mm. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't even how to cook pasta. If he had just gotten one of those like Nor pasta sides, I mean, it's just like you don't even. I mean, you don't even like boil the pasta because it's like there's like little pieces of pasta. It's hardly anything. By the way, I do like the Parmesan Nor pasta side, which is why I know what it is. It's yummy. Um, hmm. They want their grandkids to send money in the future too. Oh my God. Do you think that there is a do you think there's a market to teach men how to be attractive to women? Because I don't think that there is any like if you are a man, like if you are Mike and you are single and you become conscious of the fact that you really could use some grooming or some manners or some like a different mindset of how a woman wants to be treated and wants to be in the realm of like it does feel like sometimes things we as humans could really use and benefit from knowledge wise we don't give to our people, right? Like we don't arm students or people with the financial knowledge that we should at all. I mean, we don't. Like I remember learning how to write a check, maybe balance a checkbook, and that's it. I think that the decorum of how to be amongst people in society is something that like would be great if it was information that people could readily get. It's an actual job in China. Yeah, okay. New small business idea, gentleman consultant. Oh, a gentleman consultant. Oh, I would love that. Oh my God. Gentleman consulting. How to teach modern men to be to be chivalrous. No, it's chivalrous like how to be yeah, I guess sophisticated and classy. How to have a certain amount of decorum. Yeah, because we did have this, right? You're right, Charlene. We had like the pickup artist and like, but that's not it, right? Like the pickup artist was like how to like neg women to get women to think you're hot when you're really ugly. And so they will, and it's like this thing where pickup artists try to get insecure women to think less of themselves so they would be stuck with a shitty guy. But what a horrible mindset. Why not teach men how to be better so that they can attract women of substance as well? The pickup artist mindset is degrade others so that they will be with you. Love you. But if you built people up so they felt the best about themselves, so they could be around people, so that they were confident, secure, attractive, could they not then bring into their lives and their sphere people of the same? People that are confident and secure, that feel good about themselves. If you feel good about yourself and you attract someone who also feels good about themselves, then you get to share like a relationship that's built upon, well, maturity, confidence, respect. And it isn't this like power move of like negs and whatever. Women love confidence. I know I do. Oh, I love compliments. I love compliments, and it has to be done in a way where it's not over the top, but it's a it is a decisive compliment that speaks to A, an authentic thought the person that's saying it's having, which is that they truly feel this thing, and also B, grounded in a way that the person that hears it can receive it. Because we also know what it's like to be like, just like told, whatever, like just like someone who's just like at the mouth, foaming at the mouth with like different compliments, and none of them really land. And it just seems awkward. Like, okay, well, thanks. Yeah, no, okay, cool. No, okay, thank you. But the actual art of dating, and I think, and I think that I'm speaking as like a person that's like, in their 30s and 40s, as opposed to my 20s, where conversation and the way you present yourself and what you want your chief and your goals and things are what's paramount. I get that like hookup culture is not what we're not talking about. We're talking about relationship culture. Relationship culture is not talked about. It's this very hard thing we're all trying to deal with. If you're trying to deal with it, there's no right answers, and there's just really like hardly any guidance. And so it just feels like you are wafting through person after person, and it can be a very like hopeless, futile task. And I know I feel that as a female, and so I know that men feel that too. It's interesting how it's so hard to connect sometimes to it's hard to connect, especially if you have two individuals that desperately want something, which is, if you have two people that desperately want a loving relationship, why is it so hard? But it is. It would be great to have, I think, some help and guidance. And in this situation, Mike is a very good person. Mike is a lovely, good person. He doesn't want ill towards people. He's not trying to use people. He wants to get married. Whether he has the wherewithal and the maturity to understand relationships, I'm not quite sure. It is troublesome that he doesn't know basic things about Hamina. It's troublesome. But I think that we're talking about the thing that we talked about at the beginning, which is that people deal with profound loneliness. And I think that Mike is one of them. And I think that here we have two people coming at something, and they both have wants and needs. And at this moment, they're both fulfilling the wants and needs that they need. Hamina needs a stable man in her life to provide and protect and be a dad to her kids. And Mike needs a female to complement him and to be his like partner in life. And he desperately needs all of the grace that a female brings in a life. Listen, I'm again, I have to like only say I'm purely talking from like a cisgender heterosexual situation. It's the only thing I can talk about because that's what I am. But women bring grace and a feeling of home and a feeling of, oh God. The benefits of what a woman brings I mean, it's priceless. And Mike could use that. So, having said that, Hamina at this point is like, I don't know if I want to marry him. I thought I wanted to marry him, but then I met him, and then I was like, I don't know. And it's hard, it's hard to, we'll see this. I don't know if Hamina has ever been attracted to him, and I don't know if Hamina loves him. And I'm not quite sure if that's things I'm not seeing and they exist, or if they can grow or whatnot. Half of me is like, do I wish that Mike could find someone who truly is attracted to him and whatnot? But the woman that would be attracted to Mike is not going to look like Hamina, because Mike doesn't have enough grace. He's going to fart on people and like burp on people. So like what hot or attractive woman is going to want to be with that? And that's true. I'm not saying Mike can't go through a period, like I said, of like reevaluating and aligning himself to that. But at this point, he hasn't. And Hamina's hot, So, okay. Okay, so let's move on. We'll see what happens. He's gonna propose. I think I know what she's gonna say, but I love the fact that when he proposes, she does look like she's crying, honey, from not happiness. Okay. So, as we are in life, we know that as we move on, that the Caleb Alina situation happened, and Alina is no longer on the show, and that is such a messy, disgusting situation that I've already talked about in different ways, and just like truly, like it was a shocking situation, just because we started this season. I started this season being like, oh, I'm so excited for Alina. She seems so cool, and then just to have her be so crazily racist and not get it. I mean, this person isn't someone who like made a passing comment. This person used the N word like over and over again and doesn't understand why anyone would be like, what? So I'm not going to talk about them in solidarity with Wa. But I will bring up Caleb's Lularoe leggings, honey. I don't know where he got those Lularoe. Well, I do. Probably one of the Browns. Lularoe. Wait. LaRue. Oh God. You know what I'm talking about. Those leggings all the Mormon ladies sell, honey. There must be some Mormon ladies in Arizona selling him those leggings, honey. He has them. Which I don't know why I talk about Mary Brown and Sister Wives so much, but all of those ladies sell things. They sell the Lularoe leggings. And when that documentary, I can't even say the stupid ass word. Wait, lularoe. When the documentary for the lularoe leggings came out, the Browns had to like release statements like, we're not a multi-level marketing. And you're like, yeah, you are. Money grabbers. But they are, by the way. But what I will say a whole other thing about the Browns, like the Sister Wives women, once they got on this show, they are the worst at trying to sell BS. Do you know? And I have Janelle has been trying to sell health shit almost the entire time that she's been on the show. From opening a gym to selling, now her and her daughter Maddie sell like dumbass powdered detox stuff. And it's like, Janelle, honey, you have been the same level of health the entire time you've been on the show. And I don't mean to be rude, but girl, like, why don't you take 2 years off to find the thing that actually works for you and then try and sell us? Don't just sit there every Instagram post be like, feeling so good on this dumbass powder fast when, honey, you have not made 1 ounce of any sort of like movement. Girl, what? I am about body positivity. I think it's crazy to sell weird health supplements, period, on Instagram. I don't like it when anyone does it. I make fun of like the teeny blend teas to people all the time. I think it's so shitty. It really, anytime you see any one of those people doing that, especially like, that's why everyone came for Khloe Kardashian. Like when you see people doing that, you're just like, oh, you are a snake oil salesman just trying to make money on people. And for Janelle Brown to try and do it, girl, when it's like, what are you even trying to sell, makes absolutely no sense. So when the Alina stuff happened, I had heard that they were going to try and edit her out of the season, but we obviously had her on this one. Um, I don't know what to tell you. I try to like even kind of deep dive to see like if Elijah has said anything about the situation. And he's on Instagram, and yeah, no, he has not. He is not. Alina, of course, doubled down to be like, why is everyone so pissed at me? They don't get it. It's like, whatever. You can't use the word racist when I'm not racist. Prove it. Prove that you're not racist by understanding that you can't say the N word that many stupid ass times. This period. Period. I'm not gonna even go into the fact that like why can't you have more sensitivity to people when you are trying to be an activist for people as well? Like it makes no sense. But I can't, yeah. So no. So why did I start talking about Janelle? Why do I keep talking about sister wives so much? Who knows? All right, so let's move on. We'll see what happens with Hamina and Mike. And there is no, as I've said, there's no Hamza. There's no Memphis this episode. That was great. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna talk about Caleb and Alina. I don't care about them at all. And what a waste. What a waste of a perfectly good, interesting couple. By someone's just like, craziness. Which brings us to our final couples, Gino and Jasmine, and Spella and Johnny. I'll start with Spella and Johnny. You know what? It's so funny. I just realized I didn't look once at any of my notes. God damn it! I didn't write notes. Give me 1 second. I just want to make sure I didn't. Oh, and I still have Mahogany and Benjamin. Not that much happened. Okay, so Spella and Johnny. No, you're right. You're right. No, I hadn't talked about Benjamin. I just looked. I will. So Spella, who's Ella, but she had that witch thing, so that's why I call her Spella, is mad because her last conversation with Johnny, which is that Johnny is having second thoughts about coming to America. And this is after, like, 1 second. Don't worry, I'm not going to put my snotty rag just like willy-nilly in someone's car, honey. They're all right here and I'll throw them away. So I'll wash my hands afterward. So Johnny is supposed to go to Dubai after his Singapore visa was denied and do the same thing that he was already going to do. He supposedly already quit his job and put his resignation letter in. He bought the tickets to Dubai. He's supposed to leave in 2 weeks. But he has this conversation with Spella where he's like, look, I don't want to catch COVID. I don't want to catch COVID. I'm having second thoughts. And Spella's like, what? That sounds crazy. So Spella is also feeling like there's something else afoot. And how could you like not want to be with me if you love me? Like, and also you've already made all these choices and all these decisions, and it seems crazy for you to go back on them now. But we're also kind of like, well, COVID's also a thing. And Johnny is from China, and their COVID game. I actually don't know what's happening there, but it seems like it's probably a little more intense in the mandates than what's happening in Idaho. So he tried to tell Spella that he is having hesitation, and she's taking that as like, well, if you wanted to be with me, you'd want to be with me. So she goes to visit her parents, honey, and she has that mom, and she has a dad. Now, there is a mom and a dad and 2 cows, and everyone makes more noises and talks to Spella more than the dad. I don't think the dad said a word in a very long time. It is very interesting. There's so many different types of people, like working ranch people are, they are of the earth. Spella's mom, isn't is a strong looking woman. That is a strong woman, honey. And she wants the best for her daughter, but she's seen her daughter go through it, and she doesn't want to see her daughter go through anything more. Spella already met some person. I think that he was maybe a gentleman from India. I think what she said, but they met in a different place, and it didn't work out, right? So Spella now is with her mom, being like, "Look, Johnny doesn't want to." Is having second thoughts, and Spella's mom's like, "Well, I didn't ever trust Johnny, and just so you know." And so Spella's like, "I know that," but instead of like, sort of just like feeling it out and seeing what's going to happen, I'm actually going to like double down, and I'm going to go to Dubai. I'm going to meet him in Dubai. If he goes to Dubai in 2 weeks, I'm going to be there too, so that I get him. Spella also in this episode starts to reveal other things, that she's always wanted a family and that she really wants to get married and have kids, but she's already age 30, she says. And that Johnny, of all the people she's ever dated, is the one guy that has fit the bill. And I was like, oh, fit the bill to be the father. But this is what she says. Johnny, of all the people that she's dated, has fit the bill most of who she wants to be with, for the way they look. Do you guys catch that? Spella is just a full yellow fever white person obsessed with the way that Johnny looks and wants to have babies with him. It doesn't ever speak to what he's showing her as like an actual human parent person. Because if you feel so differently about COVID and like what you would do with that, like, are you listening to the person you're supposed to have a baby with or the person that you want to be with? Like, there is a whole thing, and it's easier for people to see outside. This thing of people will show you who they are, just let them. Now, I'm not saying Johnny's not a bad person, so he's showing anyone how he would make decisions and how he would be, right? Spella is only interested in the fact that Johnny has Asian-y eyes and has dark hair. Like, that's all. Like, she is so obsessed with the way he looks. It feels gross. It feels disgusting. So, honey, I mean, no one wants to like tell Spella what's up, even the cows. Honey, Spella says that she has a special relationship with these cows, that she's a cow whisperer. Honey, the cows get sight of her and is like, we are washing our hooves of this one, honey. We do not want a part of it. No, we will not eat what's coming out of your hand, honey. You can just put that hay down. We'll eat it later. Why don't you figure out your life first? Says the cows. Again, her dad says absolutely nothing. Again, he hasn't been able to say a word in a very long time, I'm sure. So Spella's like, okay, so if I go to Dubai to visit Johnny, if I run out of money, will you guys help me? And Spella's mom's like, yes and no. She kind of is like, no, but yes. And the dad is like, look, I don't want you going to those Arab countries. You're a white woman, you're by yourself, and like, no. I will tell you that the actual thought of Spella being in Dubai is something that would save that storyline for me, because right now the storyline is like horrible. They're never like, they hardly ever talks, Johnny and Spella. He's not going to come to America. So like, if they do want some sort of entertainment value for us, the watchers, yes, watching Spella traipse through Dubai would be very interesting, at least for me. I would enjoy it. I would enjoy watching it. Also, then, yeah, it also would give us the moment of what we would probably need for them to be on the show, which is, I don't know, this couple to actually look at each other and be together, see each other face to face. Yeah. I just bring this up. I thought her mom had some prejudiced thoughts about what Dubai is like. Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Those people, honey, yes. Those Idahoan ranch farmers are definitely like, we don't trust them Arabs. I mean, sure. Yeah, all of that. But why wouldn't they? It's like, I didn't bring it up because it's like, yeah, I'm not expecting Spella's parents to be incredibly worldly and cultured and understand, like, you know, how to say things right. I love the idea of her parents just being like, They're gonna rip you apart, honey. Spella, if you get off the plane in Dubai, that white woman, you're so hot, you're so attractive. Those men are, I mean, no one's gonna be able to deal with like having a white American woman like you there. You know, it's just, it's hilarious because Dubai is like an incredibly cosmopolitan, very rich city in that's like a mecca of trade and like money in the Arab world. There is a lot of international people in Dubai, a lot. Also, kind of like a lot of rich people. Dubai is kind of like I haven't been there, but I want to go. Dubai feels like an Arab version of Monaco. You know what I'm saying? Monte Carlo, Monaco. Like a version of that. Like, you know, they just have for some reason so much money there. It's a lot of like oil baron or even just like heads of industry people are in Dubai because there's like tax shelters and everything. There's a lot of like crazy blonde models that live there that do whatever they need to do to continue living there in the lap of luxury. Do you know what I mean? Spella's gonna not Spella's gonna be fine. Now Spella is smart, knowing that she's gonna need money to be in Dubai, because that's true. Do you know how expensive Dubai is? You know, hotels in Dubai, it's very expensive. I mean, like meals, everything is expensive, like otherworldly, very pricey. The Arab world is very big. She's not going to like some small honey, like I don't know, like Saudi Arabian village. I mean, you know, whatever. It's like, um, it's just I don't, it's like a Vegas on steroids where they have like indoor mountains that you ski and shit. What an interesting thing. Why do you always say females and men? Well, is it because I'm talking maybe about men and then female? I don't know. Is what a weird, I don't know. Why are you harping on that? Um, Dubai is pretty strict when it comes to religion. That is true, and so yeah, it's definitely still a country that has Islamic people in power, and so you're going to have like alcohol is not going to be like readily available and to everyone. It's going to be. I mean, it is because it's still like you can still get alcohol. Obviously, you can get alcohol in Dubai, but it's not easy, and it's not going to be the same. Um, Thank you, sponsor. I know you were talking about. So, yeah, she's gonna need money if she goes to Dubai. I actually would love to see her in Dubai, and I would love to hear what the sound of her dad's voice sounds like. And I really want to know what those cows think. Okay, so let's go on to Ben and Mahogany. Now, this one is crazy. So Ben, honey, dressed like he was going to a business funeral and a funeral for his dignity, and he got on the plane with hard-soled shoes, shiny patent leather hard-soled shoes for an 11-hour plane ride. So many choices. So, God, I just would hate, but he wanted to look good, Haram. He wanted to look really good to get off that plane. And she wasn't there. So, he is on the plane and he's starting, one eye is starting to see the real picture and one eye is still half closed to it. Horrible. But I also am watching him on this plane and he's videoing himself and he does have a window seat. I always want to know like what the other people in the row next to him either look like or think when he's like videoing himself. They have Wi-Fi in the plane, so he already had been like trying to text her and call her to be like, "I'm coming," and she already had been like, "Don't come." But at the same time, like now on the 11-hour plane, he's also still not getting texts from her. And he gets off the plane, he goes outside, and she is not there. And he cries pink tears. I mean, it's sad. It is sad. But also, a little bit like, yeah, I think that your ex-wife got what you prayed for. Because let's be honest, Ben, you got on this 11-hour plane and you've been praying for all the decisions you've made in the last year to work out so you don't look like a crazy, dumb, midlife crisis old man. And you've tried so hard to like add in God for the reason for all the bad, weird decisions that you've made. But meanwhile, as all that praying has happened, we have to understand that his ex wife, the mother of his kids that he was with that whole time, that he then said that he had never had a strong relationship with, that woman has also been praying. And I can only imagine the prayers that woman has been saying, which is, Dear God, show the world Benjamin. Lay bare Benjamin's choices to the world so that I get the relief that this man is the dumbest man. And God seems to have sided with Benjamin's ex-wife, honey, because he gets off the plane and there is not one text from Mahogany, and definitely not a Mahogany, not even a Mahog, not a Gani, not a Y, not one M, nothing of Mahogany is at this airport. He cries. He gets into a car, honey. The car takes him to the hotel, and he's like, I just want to shower and go to bed, and I regret coming here. And I feel like I watched that episode, and I like wish that I was like privy to one of his ex-wife's like best friends to just get a visual representation of the smile that must have crossed that woman's face that she'll have for the rest of her life. It is incredibly disrespectful to say what he said. I've never felt a relationship so godly, so Christian, so right, like this one with Mahogany that I've talked to for 3 months and she's 20 nothing years old. Fuck. All right, Benjamin. So, honey, he's at the hotel and he has no Mahogany and he's dumb and he is going to drive the next morning to go to where she lives, just like David. Is that what David? That's what David did. He got to like Ukraine or Russia. God, this is like three years ago, right? And he like tried to go to the town and like find her, like he was just gonna walk around like with a picture. And I love the idea of Benjamin also walking around with the picture of Mahogany that he has, which is like basically like a filtered AI person who like, who, do you know this person? And just have like Peru person after Peru person be like, no, esta persona no existe. I don't know if existe is a word. Do you feel bad for Benjamin? I don't. And the reason why is because of the ex-wife. If he didn't have the ex-wife and he hadn't said the thing about the relationship being better than any other relationship he ever had when he already had kids with this woman that he was in the church with for years, if that hadn't happened, I think I would have more compassion. But he said that on TV when he has kids. And that is where you're dead. You're dead to me. I'm glad you're looking like a goddamn pink fool. You should. You should. Imagine the convo he will have when his son picks him up from the airport. I mean, at this point, you should just Uber X home, honey. Don't make anyone else like pick up your mess. Yeah, that is exactly what David did. Go to a country and have not someone go to the country, the home country, the person that's in love with you so much that they won't even go to the airport to like see you, won't even like tell you you're there, and you like go try and stop them in their hometown, just walking around with like a picture of them. Hilarious. Existe is a word. Oh, yay. Excelente trabajo, Chris. You know, what's so funny, not so funny, is that I did study Spanish in high school. I really love languages, period. The end. Spanish is such a beautiful language. Also fun. And sometimes I can speak Spanish. And I'm like, it rolls off my mouth. I'm like, that can't possibly be right, but it's sometimes right. But Ben has a relationship with a picture, honey. I mean, absolutely. Ben has a relationship with a whole filter. It's a filter. My friend is Peruvian, and he said that chick is not Peruvian. Oh, I love the inside scoop. I can't wait. The mahogany mystery is a good one because and it's good if we get an actual like mahogany, and I can't wait to. Um, But I don't want them to be together to be together. I want him to feel the brunt of his embarrassment. I want him to feel the shame of having made horrible, dumb choices that make him look really, really stupid. Because this man absolutely has to be brought down to earth. I mean, he needs to be brought down. I don't agree that this person can live his life in the way that in the fantasy that he thinks he's going to live it without like some sort of reality check. And it's not that I don't want the best for people, and I do want people to find love, but I am so disgusted with the way that he disrespected his wife and his children's mother and their relationship that I just can't abide it. I really can't. And I think that at the end of the day, any sort of mahogany filter that she has given to her pictures is fine because his modeling pictures look nothing like him as well. But I will say that for Benjamin, he should always keep a little bit of a goatee. Never leave it. Never be clean shaven. I mean, keep that goatee. Absolutely. I mean, you look a lot better with it. Yeah. So let's move on to our final cups. And I think I saved the best for last, don't you? My God, I've been talking for almost 2 hours. That makes sense. Gino and Jasmine. Gino and Jasmine. So much like Mike and Hamina went to a beautiful country and then went on another vacation in the beautiful country, that's exactly what Gino and Jasmine did. Jasmine took quite advantage of the fact that Gino got her a toothbrush for Christmas and was like, you know what, I'm just going to book a whole vacation for us. I'm going to make you pay for it. I don't quite understand how we're supposed to believe that Gino paid for the vacation 100%, that she knew that he would, when he wouldn't even pay for like new shoes for himself. Okay. But she books this vacation and it's $2,500 for two people. And the vacation is that they take a private plane to an island and stay at the island. The island is a resort. To me, I was like, $2,500 is like, what? I mean, what a bargain. A private plane, they took a private PJ? A private PJ is $2,500, not to mention like a gorgeous resort somewhere. A resort like that, like where they have their own like, like island. Listen, I've never been to Panama, but I mean, nice hotels are somewhere in the realm, cheap, 700, like a nice resort, like 12 to 1,800 to 2,000. So I don't understand the bargain price they got for this resort and a PJ to it, but okay. I looked at the price. Oh, Annie, I looked up the price of that resort. It's beautiful, but it's super pricey. So how are they paying? It's $2,500. That's it? No way. $2,500 just to get there on a PJ. I imagine the US dollar goes really far. Okay, maybe. I guess. Okay. What's with the men who thinks these pics are real? Oh, men are dumb. Men are super dumb, Betsy. We know that. I mean, look at Mike. Men are dumb. It's like 5K. So yeah, I don't understand how it's 2,500, but okay. The TLC discount. Okay, so they get to this resort and Jasmine is very happy. She's like coming off of feeling guilty about the Strippergate thing. So she's like really like I'm just so thankful and happy that you like forgave me, and I feel bad about that. And I've treated you so shittily, and you just see the worst side of my personality. And Gina's like, that's okay, I forgive you. You know, mostly because yeah, of course he's gonna forgive her. Like he wants to deep dive into Jasmine's disco ball. Remember that? And whatnot. So she wants to like they want the producers to give us the storyline that Jasmine's finally like accepted or Jasmine trusts Gino and she's going to let her guard down and thusly not be crazy anymore when we all know she is, because this girl like starts crying at the hotel in such a way where I'm like, Jasmine is overly moody in a way that makes me feel like chemically that brain, honey, like could use some adjusting. But I will say this: she has a great pedicure. So, and I will look at her toes 100% for the rest of my life if I never have to see Gino's feet in those sandals ever again. But unfortunately, that is like this. I mean, I've seen Gino's feet more than I've seen his head. Obviously, like I can't stand the fact that the TLC producers just like really want us to like know what his feet look like in those horrible, horrible man sandals. So mandals. So they're at the resort. It's really beautiful. She's all happy, you know, like God bless. And then the next day, she's like, I'm in such a good mood and I've changed so much that let me just tell you, I didn't forgot to even bring up this little thing. I got a DM from your ex-wife, ex-girlfriend, ex-lover, who I don't know, one of the ex-peoples. She DM'd me and she said she wanted to talk to me. She had things to say. And I was like, I don't know what you would have to say to me because I'm perfectly in love and you must be jealous. And so I blocked her. But then she started to try and send me pictures that I couldn't see because I had blocked her. And Gino, what's up with that? Have you been talking to her? And he's like, might be a little. And she's like, when? He's like, oh, somewhat, you know, I would say like in the past, in the present past of the probably like, you know, sooner rather than later I talked to her. And she's like, give me dates. He's like 2 or 3 days ago. But I only talked to her. She's like, what, you 2 3 days ago you talked to your ex? The one that you said that I wouldn't, 2 3 days ago you were here. Would you do like roll over after being on top of me and then like text her? And I literally like had made it very clear in my absolutely insanity that I never want you talking to that person. That's the first thing you do. That's crazy. And both are crazy. But he's like, you know, I really just talked to her just to be like that I had found the love of my life. It's you. I wanted to tell her that and show her. Okay, I don't know. But Jasmine listens to that and is like, okay, well, then maybe I will just unblock and see what she wanted to send me. And she blocked, and Gino, I mean, during this conversation, he it's like he's a puzzle that just Gino falls apart. Gino's eyes are shaking and his feet are like whatever, and he is like can't stand to be in his body, and you just see that this man just wants to like F the PJ. He wants to dive into the ocean and then just swim back to America. And that would be easier to deal with than what he knows is going to befall him, which is that Jasmine's like, I'm going to unblock, see what she was saying to me now that I know that you've been talking to her. Unblocks it, and then is like, did you send her pictures of me naked? And that's where it cuts. That's where it cuts. Gino sent pictures that Jasmine had sent to him to his ex to either be like, can you believe it? Or I'm better than you, or look what I have, or can whatever it was. And now Jasmine knows. Thank God we don't care. Thank God. Okay. Thank God that none of these people have our heart. Like, what would happen if we cared about Gino? Like, what would happen if Gino was a good person that we were like, oh my God, I don't know what's going to happen to Gino, but ooh, I wish we could help him in some way. Thank God this is a situation where all we do is like popcorn. Yeah, I mean, she's going to tear his ass apart, honey. She is going to murder him, and he deserves it. And here is the lesson. I think this is actually a lesson that I can learn too. I overshare. Really, Chris? Yeah, I overshare. What makes you think that? Well, I don't know, because I have like 2 hour lives on my YouTube. How am I talking for 2 hours? I don't know. Can you imagine if I like was feeling vulnerable and just like, I mean, I have shared so much about me and my life to you all. Can you imagine what I do if I'm like either drunk or feeling even more comfortable? I overshare. I overshare all the time. And when you start dating someone and you feel insecure, you don't know how things are going to happen. That's a prime time for you to overshare parts of that new relationship with other people in your life, right? Like you're like, I can understand this a lot in the girl sense, because the girl sense is like you're talking to your friend and you're like, oh, this new dude that I like him so much, but it was really weird. I went to his house and he, he had a picture of his ex-girlfriend and he didn't put it away. And then you share that with your friend, and then you kind of have like this thing with your friend that you've shared this negative aspect of your new relationship with a new person. Now, whether let's just say that relationship goes on and having a picture of your ex-girlfriend's not a big deal, but you've shared something with your friend that wasn't really necessary to share, but you were feeling it in such a way. And now 3 months later, you're in this relationship and your friend has this idea that the guy that you're with isn't over his ex-girlfriend. You know, it's a very minute way of trying to relay this thing that happens. Sometimes you're in a relationship with someone, you don't know how long it's going to go or if it's real or whatnot. And then things that you've shared to others comes back and bites you in the butt because you overshared. Now, that's a very small thing I said. Taking pictures that were meant for you as a man and sharing them with anyone else is disgusting and wrong. And I have seen so many pictures that I was never supposed to see across the board. I've seen pictures that guys have sent girls, friends of mine. I've seen pictures that girls have sent guys that are friends of mine that I definitely was not supposed to see, that man or guys showed me, which is, there's a lot of lessons to be learned. Don't share pictures with people. You never know who they're going to share them with. Never. Because unfortunately, if you are a hot person and you send a picture of yourself to someone, that is a little bit of a trophy. What a fun thing to have gotten. Look what I get. I get this person sending me pictures of them and they're hot. Gino is so ugly that I'm sure any picture of Jasmine that she sent was like, look what I get to have. Look what I get. I'm going to send it to everyone I know so they think that I'm better and cooler than I am because I look like this. And I can't imagine what I've gotten. Gino, as the 90-day people know, Gino, I think, is no stranger to having even paid for the company of beautiful women. And so the fact that he would have gotten pictures of a woman from a actual quote unquote normal relationship or non-transactional relationship in nature, even though you can say that $2,500 to go to on, a vacation probably feels a little transactional. But I'm not surprised that he shared pictures of Jasmine. And if Jasmine is surprised that he shared pictures of her, then Jasmine should think twice about how about herself. Sometimes we think that ugly men are going to be better. because they should be so happy to be with someone. But ugly men have felt shitty about themselves their whole life. So if they have something that makes them feel better about themselves, they're going to use it. No one is immune to being bad or good, depending on what they look like. Anyway, my son's father did this. He showed me inappropriate pics of his then fiance and then never married. He did it at our child support meeting. And oh, Jesus Christ. Yes. Okay, yes. There's also a thing that's a hot topic here now with the Voice of Holland scandal brought up to lights. Guys share pictures. Guys share pictures. Guys share who they beep. Guys share stuff too. And beep. Right, what? Okay, I have to look up the Voice of Holland to understand exactly. I'm sure there's like, Ramsterdam, honey. They're living their life, honey, in the Netherlands, and so I get a little like global tea. Annie, my son lied about a teacher, and I brought him in so we could both give her a piece of our minds. He came clean. I tell my kid some girl named Rose was on a boat and a guy got pics of her, and that's still going around 100 years later. Don't share personal pics. It's so true. I've never shared, definitely not your face. Definitely not your face. Don't put your face in it. Okay, I'm going to look up this huge sex scandal, the Voice of Holland Gate. Huge sex scandal. Don't worry, Ramsterdam. I'm going to deep dive. Okay. I wonder if Gino's exes are going to be a part of the tell-all now, because now they're in it. God bless. That's it, my loves. That is how it ended. I can't wait for the next episode to see how that. I can't wait for the next episode because I feel at some point we're gonna get. I want to know about Mahogany, and I want to see her or what's happening there, and I want more of Ben to be disappointed. I don't want any more Memphis and Hamza, and so it was great, Gabby, not to have them, and I'm upset that I'm gonna have to have them again. I do. Yeah, I want to see Jasmine just blow up on Gino. I want her to eat him, honey. And all that'll be left is that dumbass hat. Remember when she was like, "You are so hot. You just look like a Michigan Bruce Willis." Can you imagine what that woman? Say what you want about Jasmine. Jasmine tried to tell Gino that he looked like Bruce Willis. And the way that he repays Jasmine is by sending her nude pics all over the internet. You don't look like Bruce Willis. Men don't know how good they have it, and I don't know if anyone really deserves love. Did you watch A Single Life? The reunion was so good. No, I'm really bad at watching just the ones that are on no, I haven't watched it. I got to. I went away this weekend and I went skiing. So yeah, weirdly in my life is the things that I tried to do during COVID was learn new things, and so and I'm actually really proud of myself because I learned how to golf, and I very much later in my life I was no, I'll just learn how to ski. Skiing is incredibly hard, especially if you don't know how to do it. Especially if you're from Southern California and you never went snowboarding, that wasn't your life. And so you're just whatever age I am, just trying to learn how to ski. And there's babies on skis without even poles, just going down the mountain, honey. They're so low to the ground, but I'm not low to the ground. I'm tall and I'm big. So once I'm going down a mountain, speed picks up. I fell a lot. My whole legs are covered in bruises. Bruise. Okay? My whole life. I fell over and over again. I fell 3 times down the same slope. People would have to like come and try and help me. I felt so bad. Also, another thing is like it's impossible to get up. You had to just take off your skis, and I don't feel comfortable like by someone helping me up. I feel like I'm too heavy to be picked up like that. I'm not someone who like just enjoys being picked up. And so like I don't trust anyone to just be able to pick me up from the ground. I have to just like sit there and just like cry about it and then just like get up. It takes me so long. At one point I took off my skis, got up, and I could not get my skis back on because I'm like on a slope. And so I'm like, oh, if you're supposed to like dig your down level ski in so it stays stable and then get into it. Oh my God, I couldn't do it. Like it just kept sliding down and I cried. I just cried. I just cried on this mountain. It was screaming. And then you get your ski back on, you like go down another like little run, and it's like the most beautiful thing in your whole world. You're like, I love it. Like it's skiing is so fun when you're upright. It's like gorgeous and fun, and it feels like flying. It's like I can't believe it actually works. I can't believe it's a thing that people learned how to do, and all of these people do it. It's crazy. Except that when you aren't on your skis and you're on the ground in the snow, it's like, what the hell and how? Okay, so and the only thing that will get me to go from one run to the other is like, okay, this is what it was. I also like should have probably taken a half day lesson because I like only have skied once my whole life the year before. And we were in Deer Valley, and I got really obsessed with going to the Casino and Bougie. The Montage has a VC yurt. Okay, so if you're at Deer Valley, if you go to the Montage, you can après ski. They have a VC yurt. It's a Veuve Clicquot yurt where they have all their champagnes. Okay, and I really like. It's not that I love VC, but they do have a great marketing. And you know what? Their rosé champagne is good, or rosé sparkling wine, and it is champagne. So I was like, I'm not a beer drinker. So I was like, if I'm going to après ski, I've got to get myself from one thing all the way to the Montage so I can drink this champagne in the middle of the day. But I am a horrible skier. To get to that thing took so long, so many runs. I mean, it's like you're this and you're going, I mean, like, I can't believe I did it. So I drank a lot, then had to ski back. I just can't believe it. I can't believe it. I felt like I was hit by a truck. And then since I was only there for 2 days, I knew I had to ski the next day, and I didn't want to. I was just in so much pain, but I made myself get back on skis because I'm like, if you know how to ski, I'm really bad at. I cannot. Okay, so it's very hard. So you're supposed to like go like this, and you like put your weight on the downhill ski, and you turn this way, and when you're turning this way, it would be nice for you to keep your skis parallel so that when you turn like that, right? So as this one turns, this ski won't turn, and so I have to like a thumper, like Bambi, pick up my foot to turn it. It won't slide, and that is maddening. Because when you're going really fast and you want to turn to stop, if your leg won't turn, honey, you will fall. And that's what happened over and over again to me. Anyway, okay. Let's talk about this. No more skiing. What couple will stay together? So I did I found out, okay. Do you want me to give you like my little mini spoiler of a well, it's not a big spoiler if you've done any sort of research. One couple that I still together that I was surprised about. Okay, so I'm going to say it now. Mike and Hamina are still together. I think they do. I think they get married and stuff like that. It's crazy. Oh, hi from Italy. Oh my God. Oh, honey, Italy. I love this picture. Okay, let's talk about it, Flo BB. This has everything that I would like. I would like torn jeans. I love the cuff. I love that you're reading. I want to know what book you're reading. Plus you have a book. Plus you have your MacBook out. And who bought that for you? Was it Kimbally? And then Starbucks. Now the Starbucks, we both know that you could have done better because it's like, and I have gone to Starbucks, but I'm just saying it's burnt coffee. But Those jeans are hot as hell. And what book are you reading? Okay, tell me that. Kimbally and the hat, they'll stay together. Amsterdam, you have to throw your ASS in it. I don't have one, honey. Is that the problem? Because do not have an ass, but I have like boobs, and I need some sort of like sport that like my boobs will come in handy, and I have never found that sport. Yeah, they are together. Open Bob, they are together. Right now they are. So, and maybe at the tell-all, maybe we'll see a Mike and Hamina that have like spent more time together and have more of a coupley vibe, right? Maybe what we're seeing is two people who definitely have never met and are trying to feel it out. How awkward to also feel out like whether you can be a couple in front of cameras. I can't imagine it. Mostly because I can't imagine, I mean, dating is so hard anyway. Okay, this is it. This is what the 90-day people are saying, and it's the most shocking. Like Mike and Hamina being together isn't like that shocking. Like after we say, it seems, I've already said it. They both want things, and the other one's providing. Why wouldn't they be together? Now, this Memphis and Hamza thing makes no sense at all, but this is true. For some reason, the 90-day world, they are not only married, but that she is pregnant. Did you hear it? No, Amsterdam. Listen to what I'm saying. Yep, Brenda's right. Brenda is right. Yeah. I'm going to say it again. You know what? Let me look it up right now. It's an extra long live. I'll try and see if I can get any other. I still have the Hill House Victorian romance thing up. Ha ha ha. Let me see if I can get any more information. When you look up Hamza and Memphis, the first thing that comes up, it says Hamza and Memphis baby. Okay, yeah, it's Memphis's alleged ex claims she and Hamza have a baby. It's the ex. So the ex the things that happened about Memphis outside of 90 Day was like, we all got her like telehealth reviews, basically being like she has like horrible bedside manner and then like doesn't really do a good job at her as a nurse. And but then her ex came out, not one of the baby daddy exes, but another one just basically saying that she's whatever. I'm not gonna say because he obviously has an axe to grind. So he's some man in Memphis's life saying bad things about her. But this is on Screen Rant, so I will say, 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 Star, Memphis Sandoval was supposedly pregnant with Hamza Mohgani's baby, as per an alleged ex-boyfriend claimed. Memphis flew to Tunisia to get married to her online boyfriend Hamza in 2 weeks and bring him to America. You know this? However, fans started feeling sympathy towards Memphis when they found out Hamza had lied to her about how he was 28 years old and not 26. But Memphis's alleged ex is now claiming that Memphis never loved Hamza in the first place. It seems like some person, whatever. For someone who values physical intimacy in a relationship owing to a bitter past, Memphis wanted to see if she and Hamza were compatible in bed, which led them to having sexy time. Get to the point. If Memphis and Hamza got married, is still a secret only 90 Day Fiancé can reveal, but as per a series of screenshots posted by Instagram news page truecrime_janky, I hate this world, okay? An ex of Memphis posted tweets making several wild claims about the Michigan resident. I mean, they don't forget what word that is. A tweet shared by the person claiming to be Memphis's ex on January 9th alleges that Memphis, quote unquote, was pregnant with his baby, and she has the baby a few months ago. The person added that Memphis is a good woman, just makes bad men decisions in a different tweet. But he also mentioned that she's funny and wished her good luck. According to the person, nurse practitioner Memphis never used the word sexy time during the conversations with him. I think that was her way to communicate with him. Her ex-husband, not Hamza, is the love of her life, not this new guy, referring to Hamza. Okay, so now it does show you the true crime janky Instagram post. Very big alert. If you don't want to know, do not click on this. This is a very big spoiler for the season. Do not click on it if you don't want a spoiler, blah, blah, blah. Spoiler alert, she is, oh God. I hate whatever. This is what it says. Oh, and spoiler alert, she is bipolar. She is bipolar and was pregnant with his baby. She had the baby a few months ago. LOL, I have two daughters, but my kids definitely aren't bad. So I don't know, but Memphis is a good woman. Oh, this is all from the guy. Everything I told you is what they said. No, I don't know. Whether they got married is one thing. They don't actually say that. They don't say whether that's true or not. But the baby is a different situation. And since we all care mostly about Hamza's mom, oh God, I can imagine. I can imagine poor Hamza's mom. If he knocked Memphis up without being married, it's going to be, well, I don't know. Either way, it's not great. Oh, Lindsay's here. Hi. You've been here a long time? Those two off a beautiful baby for real. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, hi boo. Hi from Portugal. I moved here from Noka 2 weeks ago. It's late, but I would never. Oh, yeah. Wait, I moved here from. Wait, you moved to Portugal? Yeah, I remember you. I know who you are. Did you just move to Portugal? Bia, I actually never said your name it before, and I hope I'm saying it right. Bia is a beautiful name. Is that how I say it though? A little reminds me of Bia, the rapper BIA, who's also great. Whitney, what do you say? And the father had the nerve to the day that he had, oh my God. And the father had the nerve to say, I think, that he was not suitable for his daughter, so you're eating off of him. Oh yeah, I know you're talking about Hamina's dad. Absolutely. Absolutely. The thing about Hamina's dad is there's two things. A, I get your point. Yeah, he should absolutely know Hamina's like favorite color and stuff like that. But Hamina's dad, you also have to know that Hamina does not like Mike at all. I mean, isn't like your daughter's in love with someone who's not in love with her. Also, and I think this is like, is this the newfound protective energy after like having watched your daughter make like really bad choice after really bad choice with these men? Also, Hamina's dad, you got to be able to see that like Mike is docile in comparison to like hitmen and stuff. Oh my God, Sicily. So Memphis is on baby. Yes, for what I think, yes. Okay. Look, Rusnik flows. I don't need you or Benjamin to tell me about your version of God and whether I accepted your version of God. Absolutely not. What's so interesting is that religions are very different. I was raised Catholic, devoutly Catholic. I mean, my whole family's very Catholic, Byzantine Catholic. And I went to Catholic school my entire life. College. I went to a Jesuit college. And so some of the wordings that so I was raised Catholic, and a lot of like, do you accept the Lord Jesus Christ as your savior? Like all of that talk is so very different from the way that Catholics talk. And everyone is entitled to their opinion. But it's so funny because a lot of times it's like insulting to me. Yeah, I was baptized, honey. So I've already been saved by my version of God, and I definitely don't need to hear your version of God, or you like heretic can just like keep your God, and whether I don't have to like accept your version of Jesus. That's you. Bye. I've been baptized. I'm good. Whether I'm on a spiritual journey for myself, that's on me. But like the way that my religion, like my Catholic religion, like you guys are heretics. You're like pastors with your like multi-million-dollar stadiums. Like that's not it for me. Like no offense, I'm not going to tell you this, but like, no, my priests, like the priests that like, have like no money, like we think are all going to burn in hell. Now, you can also be like, well, your priests, are child abusers. And you would have a point. And my point is no religion's right. And I'm just going to go on my spiritual journey and you do yours. I don't need to hear about yours. I definitely don't like use your spiritualness to like try and impede any sort of like thing on my life. And also like it's hilarious to think that like the choices you've made, you're going to just pretend like Benjamin are God's choices when it's very obviously your choices. So we're good. So yeah. I do want to watch Single Life because I do kind of want to watch if there's more Stephanie. this Mickey, like you saying that you want Stephanie and Big Ed gone. I think I understand because Stephanie like said shitty things and she should be gone. So I don't Big Ed I can't stand and I just can't, that person has to be gone too. So is Stephanie on more, or are you just, when you're saying that you want Stephanie gone, is it because she's still in the universe of 90 Day Fiancé? She's not on Single Life or anything, is she? I know. I can't, honey, I can't. All right. Well, I've been talking for almost 2.5 hours, honey, and I should probably go. But I love you guys so much, and I obviously could talk to you for like 5 hours. Truly. I could just keep talking. Can you believe it? Anyway. How am I ending? So yeah, I'm excited to see what happens with Gino and Jasmine, and I kind of do want to watch a little bit of the Single Life. So maybe okay. Oh, this Stephanie. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. My fault, Shay. I don't care about that Stephanie. I never cared about that Stephanie. I do kind of want to know more about Stephanie from like the fat weight loss clinic Stephanie. Yeah, I want that Stephanie more, a little more of that Stephanie, even though she's horrible and I don't think that she's good for anyone. But comes to if I was to like just tell you who I would like to see a little bit of, I want to check in on that Stephanie and see how she's doing with her love life. I love you all so much, Ramsterdam. Thank you so much for everything. Even if you don't watch the season reunion, it's good. Okay, yeah, I did watch the reunion last time, so I know you're right. I can easily pick up on the reunion, especially Stephanie's faces while Ed and Liz talk. Okay. But Gabby, I don't like Stephanie. I think that she's dumb. I don't want that Stephanie. I want Ryan Stephanie. I don't want that one. Okay, I love you. Good. I know. I'm so happy to have all my Europeans here. I'm happy this is a good time for you all. There's two parts of doing a 90-day live. It's like, obviously on Sunday night, it's fun to do it because we just all watched it. It's just sometimes hard though, because in my time zone, I'm the last time zone. Well, except for Hawaii, basically. And I can watch it on the app, obviously, but then I know that if I'm watching on the app, people who have cable in my time zone they won't have watched the episode until like, is it 9? I mean, it's like really late. And so then I'm like, okay, if I do it the next morning, I get other people. And the good thing about that is also I'm just a little more fresh. So, also like it really, I'm like, I always want to go longer and people, because every time I always end, people always say what you do, Ashley, which is I just came in. I'm so happy I'm here. And I always feel so guilty being like, hi, welcome. Anyway, bye. So I love you, Ashley. Thank you for coming. She turned it up for the reunion. Okay. Okay, so all right, my loves. I'm excited about that. Just side note in the other TV world, is everyone watching Yellow Jackets? That's something that's a big deal. And are we watching Yellow Jackets? And how do you feel about Yellow Jackets? Also, no one ever talks about Euphoria, and people are watching Euphoria. I don't know if I can watch it because I actually have a hard time watching people do drugs. Like Requiem for a Dream, remember that? It's actually hard for me. I don't like watching people harm themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to watch people like harm themselves or like do things that are gonna like hurt themselves, which is weird to say. I don't know. So, but you guys watch TV. Do you guys watch those things? Yeah, Monica does. Love Off the Grid is good. Okay. Also, there's this new stupid show about people adopting adults, which is a new TLC thing. And people are going to watch that. But one of the people on that is, remember Zsa Zsa Gabor's weird ass publicity relationship? Zsa Zsa was like dating some like Prince Frederick or whatever. So he is one of the people that's on. I forgot his name. If it's Frederick, he's one of the people on this new like adopting. Why can't I talk? Adults adopting adults show, where he, because he's never had a child, is adopting someone to keep up his like lineage of being some sort of fake royal, and he was also adopted. So like that lineage is gone. So weird to be like, why would anyone, no offense, but why would anyone like hold on true to some royal lineage when none of you are even the bloodline of it at all? And not even, I mean, like where it's just both of you were adopted just to keep some fakeness rolling. I think that this monarchy life is done, honey. I mean, especially with Prince or whatever, Prince Andrew coming off his mother's teat to be like acute, to be like finally having to like answer to rape charges. Like I think the end of the monarchy and like how we feel about royal lineages, like this has got to be the end. We don't care. We really don't. Yep, like that. Anyone can call themselves something. Yes, Prince Frederick or whatever. Yeah, it's just no thanks. Okay, so yeah, I do want to watch Yellow Jackets and I do want to watch Single Life. I can't watch Euphoria, but I'm bringing it up only because it's like a big deal. Love Off the Grid is Discovery Plus. Okay, what is Love Off the Grid? What is it? What is the? I'll look it up. Because okay, so from just the title alone, it's like Love Off the Grid. It's about people like homesteading or like people that are in relationships that aren't wanting to pay taxes. Love Off the Grid. 4 people accustomed to modern amenities will give it all up for a chance at true love. These couples will live together in a total isolation to see if they can make it work in the wild. Okay. So yeah, it's kind of like because homesteading became such a thing, right? Is homesteading the word I want to use? Maybe. Okay. Premieres January 30th, honey, which was yesterday, 2 days ago. Follows 4 people, Charlie, Joseph, Spence, and Angela, who have spent years outside of normal civilization making their own way by living off the land. Their respective potential partners, Jen, Maisha, Lindsay, and Josh, then join them in the wilderness to see if their love can survive, leaving behind the modern luxuries of city life and everyday necessities like indoor plumbing and air conditioning. Okay. All right. Okay. So I guess we'll have to find out is whether these couples were already couples before TLC found them. They're not being put together for this. And so the people that were homesteading like met people online and they were like, look, let's come see if you can live my life. Oh my God, that does sound good. Okay. Oh wow, it's giving Survivor. Yes, and Survivor, honey. Survivor. It's also a little bit like Naked and Afraid. You can buy a lore title. Yeah. Like, remember when Countess Luann like wanted to be Countess for the rest of her life? I don't blame her. I would love to be a Duchess. If I was a Duchess Christine. I would go by Christine, by the way. If I get a title, and not even get a title, I'm still thinking about this. This is a great question for you all. So my full name is Christine. And when I was little, people called me Christy, right? Like my whole family, Christy, 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 Christy this, Christy that. High school Chrissy. When I went to college, it was a theater arts major, and I remember this specific moment. I got cast in a department show, and they, they're like, "Oh, let's, give us your name, how you want in the program, and like your little like program bio." And I had made a decision. I was like, I'm gonna go by Chris. Chris is mature. Chris is an adult. So, I'm like 17 because I skipped a grade. So like maybe 17, 18 in college, first year. And I start going by Chris. And so everyone in college calls me Chris. I graduate, like because you're an actor, like you have not like it's not like a stage name because it is my name. And it's like all of my headshots and everything. And I just go by it and everything is Chris, 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 Chris. I feel like these last 2 years, the pandemic has changed me. Not just me, probably everyone, but I feel different. One thing that happened was, I keep hearing noises. Wait one second. Oh, someone's going through our. Wait a second. Hey, can you not do that? Ugh. There's someone just going through our full fucking garbage right now. And they're putting it everywhere. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, I'm gonna deal with that right now, so I have to go. Okay. Fuck. I mean what I'm saying. Should I go by Christine? That's my point, okay? Should I go by Christine? There's someone going through my whole... There's trash everywhere. I have to go yell at them. Bye. I love you guys. I'm back. Okay, I'm so sorry. I can't. First of all, I thought that I didn't realize. I thought I did end the broadcast. So I'm so sorry. Let me just tell you what just happened. It's trash day. Yes, there was someone going through my trash. Okay, not a big deal, but they um they were going through bottles and they were going through bottles, but they had put all of it everywhere. I mean, they had undone everything, and I was just like, holy shit. I'm gonna have to go and go clean it up. And so I wasn't trying to be mean, but I was just kind of like, what's happening? Okay, so I went down there and it was a lady, my loves. And yes, obviously that lady, honey, like was going through it. And I said, what's happening? And she said, I'm getting cans and things. And I'm like, but it's everywhere. The trash is everywhere. And I actually think I'm surprised they haven't come and gotten the trash yet. And she said she put things back. So I went into got a bag and I just packed her food. I don't even know what I put in the bag because it's like I don't have like. I think I put like a bunch of like waters and like one piece of pita bread. It's the last piece of pita bread that I had, and like an apple and a banana. And then this is like haram. I don't like just don't have a lot of food right now. So I just put like two Slim Jims. They're not like Slim Jims. They're Vermont originals, but like that woman definitely is going through it, my loves. She has a bunch of bags and she definitely she definitely has like dealt with like drugs and stuff like that. And God, I feel so bad. I just I feel bad because I'm not trying, I don't want to like yell at someone, but at the same time I did get scared because her trash was all over I mean, she had gone through, there's 3 big barrels there. So that is what it was. So that's exactly what happened in that moment. I just like heard what was happening. I opened up a window to like see it, and then I heard it and I didn't understand it, and then I ran downstairs to like be like, can you not like make a big mess of my life of this? But then I saw what was happening and she was very nice. She's like, I'll put it back. And then when she said she'd put it back, I just was like, I wish I had more food for her. I have like weird food in this house right now. Oh my God. God bless her. Oh, this is not about, I can't believe this is like 3 hours into this 90-day live. There's a lot of talk about the homeless, the people experiencing homelessness, especially in California where I live. And to be able to combat it and relieve people of some of the fears of homelessness, as well as be able to restore dignity, is such an ideal way of being able to like remedy the cycle of homelessness. And I think there's a lot of like really great opportunities, and people are doing things with like tiny homes, and I keep seeing stories about people that move into a tiny home with like for a certain amount of months, and they get to like have that stability, have an address, ascertain job skills, and get some placement there. And yeah, at the same time, those stories, even though I get to hear them, when you are actually driving through Los Angeles, it seems incredibly futile and hopeless. Because as a Los Angeles citizen, like I know that we And we voted like over and over again for different propositions to give money to the city to combat this for years. It's been a thing, and it's gotten just substantially louder. The homeless problem or whatever. I mean, I'm not saying anything right, but it's gotten worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And there's just been like a lot of failures at leadership positions and organizational positions to combat it in such a way. And these are people. The woman I just talked to is like a person that is going through it. She's digging through my garbage. And I'm sitting here on a live stream on my laptop talking to you for 3 hours. I should have probably ended. I thought I ended the live, but I was somewhat happy to come back and just tell you guys what had happened, because I know that was a weird moment and I just didn't know how to like deal with it in the moment. Because I have anxiety, and you can like see that when it happens, you know. But like the politicalization of this problem is not helpful. And there are sides to all of it, right? Because we want safe communities. We want communities that are clean and safe, and we want people to have access to basic needs, especially when we are our state's rich with funds. California I'm like in my mind, like I don't, whatever. California legalizes marijuana and you get so much tax revenue just from marijuana. You didn't even have that money 10 years ago or whatever. I can't do math, whatever. Like I'm just thinking about that. Like I don't understand how much money you're having just from that one thing alone. Why can't we use that money to help? I just don't know. I really hate politics. I hate it. I hate it so much. People are just so loud with their own divisive opinions, wanting so badly to like get people on their side on two different sides. Meanwhile, the masses in the middle just cry out for help. I don't understand it at all. I don't get it. I don't get why we have to argue so much with each other. What does arguing have, and how does that help anyone? I mean, how does it solve anything? How is it that it's more important to get your point across or your view known or to get people on your side more so than it just is to actually breathe and help? And like, I don't know. Why is it so easy for me to say? I've never worked in politics, but it's just like, I actually probably do have to go offline now because I think that I'm just like a little like whatever. Oh my God. Okay. Well, here it is. Here it is. I will say that, obviously my heart is hurting and I don't really know what to say, and I have like experiencing brain fog, and my dad's calling me, and I'm like, I'm underneath a roof right now, just like underneath a roof right now. I'm just like incredibly comfortable underneath this roof, and when I want to go downstairs and eat something, I'm going to. It's gonna be really easy for me. So, and if you are the same way, through a roof over your head, God bless. And if you're hungry later and you want to go downstairs and get something to eat or upstairs, then you're going to do it, and I'm going to be so happy for you. Okay, someone says answer your dad. I will. Oh, I'm FaceTiming him. He's not going to want to FaceTime. But I'm incredibly lucky, and not for the things I just said, the roof and the food. Also for your company and your engagement. Hi, what's up? My dad's okay. I'm still on my live. I've been on a live for 3 hours now. Hilarious. So people wanted to know what you were saying, which is my dad is, you know, what my dad's doing right now, y'all. My dad is in Los Angeles, just driving around. He's talking about eating at Pink's hot dogs. I love you, Dad. Do you want to say anything to people listening to you?
No, I'm out of here. I drove 120 miles round trip to pay your monthly rent.
Yeah, he did. He did. You know, yeah. So Dad, something which I'll tell you is that, so on my live just now, I'm like talking and I heard some person rummaging through the garbage, Dad. They hadn't picked up the garbage yet and there was garbage everywhere. And so I ran down and there was a lady, you know, Dad, and she was getting getting the bottles and stuff. And she said she would put the trash back. And so I went to this refrigerator and just gave her like some fruit and stuff that we had, you know, and some of the bottles of the water we had. But anyway, I'll talk to you later. Okay.
You got it.
Bye. All right. Well, that's what it is. You know, this is a weird true life that happens. I'm glad these moments happen because I definitely can feel like that is because I definitely can go through my life being like a little princess, right? Like, oh, talking about the show I just watched and I went skiing this weekend and I'm in this house, you know, and then God bless, it's not the same for everyone. God, I hope that woman's okay. Anyway, that's all I have to say. That's the end of this debacle. All right, why don't you help me? And why don't you help me? Let's just take a breath together. Just a little breath. And again, I apologize. I just happen to be like sometimes really sensitive, and I felt this person's pain by also feeling anxious that all our trash was everywhere, and I didn't know what to do about it. Anyway, let's take a breath. It would bring me joy to know that I could help anyone's quality of life be better. It would make it, I would like to, in my lifetime, find a way to help people in their quality of life. Life already exists, and I want the quality of people's lives to be as good as possible, because if I was to be 100% honest with you, I don't know if I deserve the quality of my life, which is blessed to say the least. You know what I'm saying? I might be one of the luckiest people that you know. And it's very obvious to me that other people, for some reason, didn't have like the things that I have. And I don't know why that is, other than just like dumb luck, you know? And sometimes I feel like a little spoiled or whatnot. Anyway, Vanessa, no. Look at her. Jesus Christ, that new picture? God, Vanessa. You know what's really funny? First of all, you're gorgeous, but also, Wah gave me thick gold earrings. They look just like those. Thank you so much for the super chat, by the way. Vanessa, who I was supposed to have dinner with. Anyway. All right, I'm really gonna go. Can you believe it? I'm really gonna leave. But I appreciate everyone here, and I'm so sorry that like the last whatever 30 minutes of this has been me like not being able to talk about, God bless the fact that I am pretty much in a castle right now, and people aren't as people. I know that I'm lucky. It's just very hard to, God bless her. I think I just have to like do some like meditation and praying for that person right now. And maybe this is a good way of me to like, maybe I think that when I was in LA before COVID, there was the West Hollywood Food Coalition. And I had like appointments where I would just go and cook. They would bring in food that they got free from things, whatever you would make food for homeless people, right? That's like a thing that happens in West Hollywood, the West Hollywood Food Coalition. And since COVID, I definitely haven't done any of that, And I think that once I feel like a little better, I think that maybe this moment will sort of like put me back in the direction of being able to volunteer in a certain way that helps remedy the situation. Because definitely voting and politics didn't do it, Okay, that's it. Vanessa, thank you so much. I love you. I'll talk to you later. I'll show you. Actually, I'll take a picture of Wall's earrings. I'll send them to you because they really do look like yours. And everyone else here, like Ramsterdam, thank you so much. Open Bob, God bless you. Mickey, I don't know who's here. Who've been hearing me talk about this for the whatever. I really hope everyone has a great day, truly. And it was a really good episode, and I can't wait for the next week. And I love you guys, and thank you so much. And I'll talk to you all later. And again, sorry about the stupid Hill House nap dress debacle. What a dumb thing that happened 3 hours ago. Anyway, all right. I'll talk to you all later. Bye. Oh, take care of yourselves and one another. Stand up for what you believe. Stand up for what you believe and make art, okay? Bye, friends.